welcome to Nugg Talk.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Nugg Talk, a weekly podcast where we talk about everything going on in the NBA and, more importantly, everything going on with your Denver Nuggets. I'm your host, Loki, and I'm back once again with my co-host, Phil. What's up?
Sup.
Nice. We're great at this.
We're working on the intros, but we got it.
We'll get an intro. We'll get actually a good theme at one point. That's early stages, you know?
We could do a Gizmo Howl intro.
No, I don't want to do my dog's howl as an intro. That sounds very not fun.
Probably aggressive on the ears. Anyways,
but yeah, NBA news. Not much went really on. Kind of surprising, but also it's the off season, so
we're gonna get into a dark period, I think, until preseason now.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of slow news days, but you know things still come up in the woodworks, and now it gives us some ideas just to talk about. Literally anything we want to, which is good.
More Nugget-related stuff.
More Nugget-related stuff, less NBA news. But there still was some NBA news. And this one, I think we can make it relate to Nuggets because I think now the Nuggets have opportunity to be a part of this news. So the news I'm talking about is everyone and their mother is dropping out of the FIBA World Cup from Team USA.
Yep.
I can name literally all of them because I put it down. So obviously we knew Anthony Davis was. James Harden is, Damian Lillard is, Bradley Beal is, CJ McCollum is, Tobias Harris is, Eric Gordon is, DeMar DeRozan is, and even Zion Williams is. Why would Zion Williamson drop out of it? I don't know.
I feel like Zion Williamson should have done it, but
you have no right to be in this stage where you can be like,
smug.
I need to focus on the season.
Anthony Davis played for the Olympic team.
Yeah, like he did it.
In
I get it. It's not the
college.
Olympics, but still, like, this is... You do this. You're Zion. You do this.
Everybody, that's dumb.
He's an overprivileged 19-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, that's the new norm now.
No, he has too much star treatment already. I got kind of pissed off by that. Like, you should have done it.
Yeah.
Everyone else...
Be humble, bro.
I'm okay with everyone else not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about FIBA, so it's fine. But,
I mean...
like I said in the last one, I'm not rooting for the United States in the FIBA World Cup, so...
I mean, most Nuggets fans shouldn't be. I would hope so. Like, you're rooting for Servio's fame. But wait, now, maybe you do root for the United States. There's spots open now. Paul Millsap's definitely getting on this team.
Oh, Paul Millsap might be on this team, yeah.
And Gary Harris, I'm making a case right now, should be on this fucking team.
He should. He would be a value. He would be really good for what they would need.
He should be on this team because no one else is doing it, and you're gonna get one of the best two-way players you can get now.
Yeah.
Out of these guys who can shoot a three, who can dunk, kind of, like he dunks, but like he's not like a dunker.
He's not a dunker, yeah.
And he plays fucking great defense. Like. He'd be probably one of the best perimeter defenders now of the guys who's left. I mean, they added freaking Marcus Smart. If you're going to add Marcus Smart, I can make a case for Gary freaking Harris. So, like, I don't know. Invite him. He's from Indiana. Give him some love. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah,
I think he should.
I think they should do it. Why not give some people some opportunities? You don't have to always just go for a bunch of superstars and then just, like, the rest of the time, like...
It just doesn't make sense. Like, just go for, like, guys.
Who else has dropped out?
Those are mainly guys. I think there were some other guys beforehand, but like, I think part of the reason why they're dropping out is, from what I heard, at least like in like mainstream media, like outlets, is that a lot of people are upset that it was so close to the NBA regular season. Mm-hmm. Like, there's actually like a cause for people being upset. That's so close, and that's why like a lot of them are doing it. Because once a lot of these reports come out, they're all like. They dropped out because they want to focus on the NBA season, which, like, again, for some of these guys, most of them I get. Not Zion. Again, I don't get it for Zion. It's your rookie season, bro. What are you focusing on?
You gotta play.
So that's where a lot of frustration comes in. So it's close to the season, so close to preseason, and most guys just don't want to do it because then it's just a lot of strain going into the season as well. Especially for, like, some of the top guys who are expecting to go deep into the playoffs. They probably don't want to put a lot of mileage on their body. Like Anthony Davis, Ben Simmons, who dropped out for Australia, Damian Lillard, James Harden. Like, these guys mainly just probably want to save mileage on their body is what I'm assuming. I would guess.
Y'all are NBA athletes. You'll be fine.
That's what I assume for the most part. So that's one reason why I think they're just dropping out. And another one is just like I don't ever remember them going for these high coveted of players in the first place anyways from watching past FIBA World Cups. Like Kenneth Faried was on a FIBA World Cup. I think he won the last tournament MVP.
He did.
Like, they usually never went for huge main name guys. Like, they got a couple who were like on the rise and things like that, but like they never went for these top guys, and I don't know why this time they were like, we're inviting all the big guys. Like, it didn't really make sense to me. Like, I don't know, like even Donovan Mitchell, right? Like, why didn't they get Donovan Mitchell? He makes sense.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like, go for the younger stars, like Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell. Like, I'm sure they're invited, but like, just stick with the. I don't get why they even went for these upper echelon guys.
Big guys, yeah. Doesn't make much sense. Yeah, I don't know why they. I get why they didn't want to play, but at the same time, just play. It's not. How many games is it? Like 10.
Yeah, I think it depends on the tournament, but yeah, it's probably like somewhere around like 10 and stuff. I think there's 4 games in your group or 3 games in your group, then you move on, and then I think there's like 4 games or something like after that, depending on how far you go, obviously. I mean, but they're United States, so they go to the end. But yeah, I think that's just like some of the reasons, just because too close to the season, they didn't want to do it, things like that. But like we said, Nuggets fans, you should be rooting for Serbia anyways. And now they actually have like a legit
They do have a shot.
Like Jokic is the best player in the tournament now, hands down.
Pretty cool.
He's the best player in the FIBA World Cup tournament. I don't think there's anyone who's better than Jokic who's playing.
I don't either. I can't think of anybody. No.
So he has a shot to really just win this shit.
Yeah, go win the gold medal, Jokic. Get some more attention.
I want him to go win it, and I want him to fucking ball out. So that'd be sick.
I think he's going to ball out. I think he was going to ball out either way.
He was probably going to ball out either way, but now at least when they play United States, I'm not going to be like, well, they're going to lose. Like,
yeah, now they have
they'll still probably lose.
They'll probably lose, but it's fine.
But, like,
Not
I don't know. Maybe Jokic is, like, so amazing at handling the pace that he just makes it the slowest game of basketball you've ever seen in your life.
And dominates in the process.
Yeah, I mean, that's how he has to do it. I mean, we don't know the Serbian team. We know, like, a couple guys. Like, there's one of the Marjanovic is on it. Boban is on it. The old Clippers, Milos Teodosic or something.
Yeah.
And then one of the Bojans. I forget which one again.
A lot of the Donoviches.
So they have a pretty talented team. So I definitely think they're the second best team in it. I mean, obviously France is always usually pretty good.
Spain's competes.
Good. I would have said Australia would have been the best team, but since Ben Simmons dropped out, I'm not going to say that now.
Yeah.
They had Ben Simmons. They probably could have also maybe stole this thing, but now they don't because he has to focus on his 3-pointers.
Yeah.
And he made some videos, baby. Those don't mean anything to me, but, you know, people love
just like
them.
Giannis and Kyle Korver.
I just don't get the videos because, like, they're always in the same gym, and, like, they're playing against some NBA guys, but then there's, like, you can tell there's some guys who aren't NBA guys. So, like, I'm not going to care that you're scoring 3-pointers on, like, random guys who I don't know.
I could shoot a good percentage of 3 against a bunch of 5-year-olds, so.
Yeah, like, that's, like, what it equates to them for,
it really
basically.
does.
So, like, I mean, good for him. He shot a 3, but, like, I don't know. But, again, yeah, so FIBA losing people left and right. I think they will do their best. The International Basketball Association will do their best to make sure it's not so close to the NBA regular season.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they even didn't talk with the NBA in the first place. The NBA is the actual International Basketball Association.
They should have done FIBA, like, I don't want to say a month ago because free agency, but
they should have done it at least like right now to mid-August. Like, it should be going on right now. Like, I think right now is like a good time. Like, right after free agency ends, basically, for the most part. Like, obviously there's still guys on the market, but like when most of the big name guys are gone, because like this free agency was weird because Kawhi just took a freaking crazy ass long time, which prolonged it anyways.
He prolonged it pretty long time.
Because usually most of the big name guys are gone within 4 days, 5 days most usually. It just depends, but like that's why I think. But either way, just coordinate with the NBA. I don't know why you don't just talk to Adam
It does
Silver.
seem like a pretty weird time to do it.
This doesn't make sense.
Yeah, if you want views, you gotta get the best players in there. So
and at least they did it in like a reasonable place. They didn't do like what like the regular Olympics does or like the Winter Olympics. Like they didn't just pick Russia. I don't know why Russia's been getting everything lately. But
Where is FIBA?
It's in China. So it's not like a bad place. Like, it makes sense. Like, you're trying to raise awareness. Second probably most popular place of basketball in the world.
Yeah.
That's not United States. Like, it makes sense. I mean, some people might argue Spain, but those are just because that's where the dream team was and things like that. But yeah, for the most part, I think all those people are out. Zion, you don't make sense. I don't agree with that. You should be playing and add Gary Harris to this freaking lineup. I know Paul Millsap's making it.
Yeah.
Like, he's 100% making it.
He was already got an invite.
He was invited to the camp, but I don't know if he was
like
confirmed for the team. Like, I never knew if that was confirmed or not. But now, like, for sure he is. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that he's gonna make it. Like, he has to. So, like, Paul Millsap be on it, so that's cool. And we can watch basically 3 teams for our Nuggets: Spain, Serbia, and United States, and maybe whatever Chanchar's on.
What about Canada?
Oh yeah, Jamal. 4 teams. I forgot about Jamal.
Wow.
That's because that team's not gonna do good.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't know how much of it I'll actually watch, but
I hope Jamal's actually really good in that tournament.
it would be nice.
It would be nice to see. I mean, I see. There's videos of everyone working out this summer. There's videos of Monte working out. There's videos of Jamal working out.
Yeah, at least they're working. I like that.
Hopefully, everyone's getting better. Jokic, I know he's getting better just by riding his horses or something.
Yeah.
Something.
Maybe he'll go on a jog.
Hopefully he's just a little bit more in shape. Again, I know he gets upset when people call him fat, but like,
He's kind of fat.
he's kind of fat. Don't get upset that when people call you, like, he got really sensitive in the playoffs when they called him fat in press conferences.
If you don't like it, get in shape then.
Yeah, man. Like, also, you played like 60 minutes. People are gonna ask about your conditioning.
Exactly.
Like, that was a crazy game. No one should be able to do what he did, especially at his size, even if he was in shape. Like, that was a hell of a game.
It was an amazing game.
Other news.
Quite impressive.
It was quite impressive. Other news. There's reports that CP3 is apparently going to start the season, at least with Oklahoma City. How much do you buy into this?
I'm not sure. I buy into it because I feel like he's going to be really difficult to trade. But I feel like the Thunder really don't want him on their team. Like, I think they want to, and they frankly should want to start Shai Gilgeous. So you can't start Shai Gilgeous if Chris Paul is on your team.
Yeah, I agree. I think Shai Gilgeous, if they trade Chris Paul, could be in the conversation, or at least some people could maybe pick him for MIP.
I could see that.
I could see that.
He's going to be one of the best players on that team.
Because he was very good for the Clippers. He was just behind a lot of people in that rotation because, you know, Patrick Beverly got started for defense. Lou Williams was the sixth man. So I actually think Shai Gilgeous is actually very good. And you can also see him on Team Canada. But it's like, I buy into it a little bit because of what you said. It's going to be hard to trade him. No one wants that contract. He's old. Like, the last year of his contract, he's making like 45-something million.
He was not very good last season.
He wasn't very good last season. Like, Russell Westbrook did have better stats and things like this. But I can buy into a little bit because it doesn't seem like his camp is really pushing for a trade that much. Like, I bet they are asking for it and they're working together, but it doesn't seem like they're, I'm going to hold out if you don't trade me situation.
It seems like they're communicating, so I feel like he will play if they can't trade him. And
maybe that's what they do. They just let him play a little bit to rebuild his value, so people are like, oh yeah, he is good, and then they actually get somewhat of good return for
like a team
Chris
who's
Paul.
Like competing for a playoff spot, like you mentioned, the Timberwolves. Maybe they'll
possibly Timberwolves. I really do think that's where he's going to end up going, and if I'm wrong, I'm taking a shot. But we'll see how that goes. Actually, no, I didn't take a shot on that. I did for Russell Westbrook's triple-double. Yeah, good. Smart on me. But, yeah, I mean, if he starts there, he starts there. It's probably just to rebuild his value because it's really hurt right now. But there was someone on Instagram who, like, posted, like, you should be scared of this team. It was, like, a picture of CP3, Shai Gilgeous, and, like, Steven Adams. And then it was just like, what Thunder fan actually thinks I'm scared of that team?
Yeah, and, like, just, like, those pictures, it was, like, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and Carmelo Anthony all in Laker uniforms, and they were like, imagine this side-eye emoji, and it's like,
I actually really do like those memes because it's kind of funny to know that there's kids who don't know about certain teams that existed, like Harden, Durant, and Westbrook. Like, it's interesting to know that some people didn't know about those or watch those. It's crazy when you think we're old, man.
Apparently,
like we're 20. I'm 22. You're 20. I'm about to be 23. You're about to be 24, and we're considered old in NBA standards.
It's crazy.
It is what it is, but at least they're fans of the NBA, which is the best league in America. Come at me, football people. I even like football, but come at me. NBA is the best league in all of it. I don't care.
Kind of has taken over.
You can sit. There was someone who argued that NBA has the better offseason, but NFL has a better season. I don't agree with that.
Let me just Super Bowl 52. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah, it's so boring.
It's the worst Super Bowl of all time.
It was so freaking boring. Also, the refs are way worse in the NFL than in the NBA.
Which is saying something because the NBA refs suck.
They're really bad. So it's kind of impressive. I mean, refs in every sport suck, but Jesus, the NFL, they're terrible. But yeah, so CP3, he'll probably stay. Again, means nothing for us. It's just good to see Oklahoma City being a rebuild. Whatever team cannot be good in our division is a plus because, God, our division is so goddamn hard. But with all the stuff that happened in free agency that led to CP3 going to OKC and all this stuff, like we talked about, and we really harping down on this on like 2 podcasts, tampering's a big issue.
Tampering's a huge issue.
Like, it's a big, very big issue.
It keeps happening.
And they don't do anything to stop it, unless you're named Magic Johnson. Yeah. Then they're like, oh, we're finding Magic Johnson. You keep talking about it.
He keeps talking about it. But, hey, he is the reason, apparently, why Kawhi didn't go there, so...
That report was weird.
That report, I don't believe, though, because Kawhi definitely recruited Paul George.
He definitely recruited Paul George. I think that was a report just to basically, like, clear his name.
Make him
so
seem less like a
tampered,
dick. Yeah.
So he doesn't get, like, a fine.
Oh, yeah.
There's no... Paul George said he recruited him. Like, it was reported that Paul George literally said, I went there because Kawhi asked for me to come. Like, he was asking for a trade anyways, but that's why he wanted to go to the Clippers all of a sudden. So, like, there's, like, certain things in that report I believe. Like, I believe Magic fucked it up for the Lakers.
Yeah,
because Magic fucked up everything for the Lakers. The worst day for Nuggets fans was when Magic Johnson quit. If you're a Nuggets fan, you want him to stay on the Lakers because he was a horrible GM.
Kind of sad.
Like, he was doing a great job for us. So, like, I believe that part of it, but everything else about it, I don't really believe. Like, I don't believe that Kawhi didn't recruit him. Like, he had to. I do believe the Uncle Dennis stuff, that he was asking for, like, some, like, ridiculous shit and from the teams that they weren't really actually considering, like the Lakers and Raptors. Mainly because we have...
I believe that.
You know, the friend we like, he is a Raptors fan, and he very much believes in that. And if he believes in that, I'll believe in that because he knows everything Raptors related.
He does all that kind of research.
He will go to the depths of the earth to find anything he can on Uncle Dennis screwing him over. But again, tampering, big issue. Apparently, in the Las Vegas owners' meetings, it was a very tense issue that a lot of GMs came with, and they're like, you guys got to do some shit about this, which is good, but are they going to do shit about it, Phil?
No. Absolutely not. They don't care enough, and this is getting them more fucking hype, so why would they?
It does get them more hype, but the only issue I have with it, and we talked about it before previously on the podcast, is either do something about it or just get rid of the rules. Like, just get rid of the rules. If no one's obeying them anyways, why are we even pretending like we're following them, you know?
Really good question. Like, teams tamper all the time. Not even like the big teams. Every team tampers. It's kind of crazy.
In some way, everyone tampers. We probably tamper.
Oh, I'm sure we have.
I'm sure some players on our team have tampered. I don't know who. I'd assume probably Jamal. He seems like a tamperer.
Oh, yeah, he's probably talking to all sorts of Kentucky guys.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, what's up? Trey left. Come here. Come on, I need more Kentucky. I just got Vanderbilt over here.
Yeah, I need a good Kentucky
He wasn't even on A squad, man. Like, what the heck?
Jamal needs to recruit some Anthony Davis.
Just recruit people. I don't know. Like, I'm fine if every team can do it. Because it seems like the issue with it comes also to the big market, small market type of thing, where if you're tampering, then the big markets have advantages. Mm-hmm. If you don't allow also small market teams to very extensively, like, I wouldn't say put funds in it, but like put resources into tampering.
Yeah, they do for sure.
Like I just think it's not fair because like if you're gonna allow this under the table type of tampering, it only helps LA teams and like other big market teams like Boston, Miami, like those type of teams. So it's just like I don't know, either just get rid of it or make a rule change. I don't know. What would you even do for a rule change? I don't even know what you would do. Like, how could you make a rule in place if no one's already following the rules?
It would literally just be harsher punishment. That's the only thing you could do.
Well, what would you take away?
Threaten draft picks. I don't fucking know.
I guess it's got to be draft picks. But then how do you give that to people?
Yep.
See, it's so confusing. Like, what do you do? Like, I get where they're in a weird, like, situation, but I just don't get why they just go away with the tampering rules or something. I don't know. Figure it out, Adam Silver. I'm trusting you. I don't get it. I don't know what you do. Also, a report came out that it was Michael Jordan who was, like, really vocal in the tampering issue, and I have an issue with this.
Why?
Because Michael Jordan, you argued, apparently he was a very big person to initiate the Supermax contract so small market teams can keep people. Like he was one of the people who like kind of brought up the idea and really pushed for it. And he didn't even fucking use it.
Yeah, he didn't even use the thing Michael Jordan's such an idiot, dude.
Like he was the one who literally was in the office like arguing for this so he can keep free agents and he didn't even fucking use it on Kemba Walker.
How crazy is that? That's
He's
ridiculous.
a terrible GM, bro.
He really is. He doesn't know what he's doing. He needs to sell that team.
Oh, God, Michael Jordan something. So that's why I have an issue with it again when he's doing it now. Because, like, you're going to argue for tampering issues and stuff like this. But what does it matter if you're not even going to pay the guy who tampered to get to Boston? Like, what does it matter? Unless there's some weird hidden backstory about Kemba going to Boston that we didn't hear of. Which I don't think there
unlikely,
is.
Yeah.
I think it's just he didn't pay him, the man. And the man was like, well, I want my fucking money.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave then.
So it's just like, Michael Jordan, shut up. What are you doing? I don't get it. Yeah, it's just really frustrating. But at least they're looking into it, right? You know?
Yeah, I mean, at least they're talking about it. They're not just ignoring it, but it's still kind of annoying.
It is annoying. But you know what? Stan Kroenke, Timmy C, get your tampering shoes out.
Yeah, start tampering. If everyone else is going to do it, why
If I'm only going to get fined money, I don't care. It's not my money. It's your money. And let's be honest, Mr. Kroenke has a lot of money.
They can afford it.
Your wife owns Walmart, man. You can afford it. So, yeah, I think at least they're looking into it. That's good. Nothing will come from this, so just listen to us rant. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate that. Fun news that came out. It's not really like important, but I just thought I got really happy with this. Tim Duncan's coming back in the league, baby.
Yes, that's cool.
I don't think there's a single person who hates Tim Duncan.
I don't think. How could you?
How could you? Because he does nothing.
He's great.
He's one of the best guys of all time. I love Tim Duncan. I can't wait for him to be assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs. I'm just saying, it's between him and that Becky Hammond girl for who's taking over for Pop. Like, that's what I'm thinking. You thinking that, Phil?
Yeah, I feel like that's what they're just gearing up towards.
It's got to be one of those two.
It's probably going to be Becky Hammond.
Yeah, I feel like just because she's been there longer.
Yeah.
But, like,
yeah.
let it be Timmy D,
I mean,
bro.
Timmy D would be cool, but
I just think it'd be funny if they got, like, all of the old big three to be coaches for the San Antonio Spurs. Like, they got Ginobili back, they got Tony back, and they're just all there again. Like, it'd be pretty fun. But I don't know. I was really excited by that news. I think most people are going to be very happy to see Tim Duncan back in the NBA. Because even though, like, he didn't talk very much, like, he was an interesting guy.
Yeah, he was. And, like, you don't have to talk a lot to be interesting. I'm not going to even say look at Kawhi. Look at Jokic.
Yeah, he doesn't talk that much. He just breaks mics.
Yeah.
Also, a new game that I'm going to have during the season is what outfit is Tim Duncan coming into coach every night? Because he never wore a suit. Like, ever. I think, like, once he wore a suit when he knew he was going to win a championship. Like, that was it.
It's a really good question.
So I'm excited. Like, is he coming in jeans? Is he going to be coaching in jeans? Is he going to bring the Bill Belichick mentality and wear a hoodie? Imagine if NBA coaches started doing that.
It would change the game. It'd be weird.
It would be weird. But hey,
Tim Duncan would be the one to do it.
They're starting to do challenges in the NBA. So maybe
they're just trying to be more like the NFL.
Great. Also, I really want them to get challenge flags. 100% get challenge flags. Because I think Malone will throw one at a ref. Like, no joke, I literally think Malone will be like,
he's so funny.
Fucking throw one at a ref's head or something and get ejected. So, please do challenge flags. Because I think that would be A+, stellar. And make them put them in their socks too. Because I love when the NFL coaches put it in their socks. I think that's the funniest thing in the world. And then the only actual big news, and I think this was shocking for a lot of people, like kind of, because situations. But Zion Williamson got a shoe deal today.
Oh, yes, he did.
He's going to Jordan.
Weird.
Which means he's not going to win a ring.
Probably not.
Because everyone who signs with Jordan, they don't win rings. You know who wins rings? Fucking Nike, baby.
Yeah, but also Nike has like all of those. Yeah,
or Even Under Armour. Even Under Armour has a guy who has a ring. I'm gonna check this real quick.
Jordan
to make
really
sure that
not have a ring?
I don't think any of their sponsored athletes have a ring because like their main ones are Blake Griffin, Russell Westbrook, and Carmelo Anthony. But I'm gonna check this real quick. But you basically have doomed yourself, Zion. You're not winning a ring. But it's a multi-year deal. We don't know how much it's for. It's probably similar to what LeBron got for his rookie shoe deal. I would assume, but I have no clue. What do you think of it, Phil? What do you think of him going to Jordan?
I just feel like these like young guys are trying to like be different. We had all these guys signing with Under Armour, and now we're getting some Jordan. Isn't that where all those guys signed?
Under Armour. We got a guy who's on Puma.
Puma, like DeAndre Ayton and Michael Porter Jr. And now we get Jordan. So like
New
Balance. Like I think it's just these like new guys coming into the league are just kind of like, Nike's too mainstream, and then they just like choose something else. Like it doesn't matter to them; they're making money either way.
Yeah, I think that's true. But it's just like I get that people are gonna be like, well, he didn't pick Nike because the fucking shoe ripped. Which is a good point. The shoe did rip, but he wore Nike literally every other time. I get Duke is sponsored by Nike, so like he had to wear Nike shoes at Duke. But even for Summer League, he was wearing Nike shoes.
Yeah, that's weird.
He was wearing Kyrie's. He wasn't wearing Jordan brand shoes. Also, like, Jordan shoes, they look great. I know you're not a shoe person, so this is for all the shoe people. But Jordan shoes, they look amazing, but I have no clue how people actually play basketball in them. They're not structurally supported
at
all.
Not?
Like, the newer ones are, but, like, the classic ones, my feet hurt just, like, walking in them for, like, a really long day just regularly. Like, they look good, and I stun on people, and I don't feel bad about that. But, like, I just don't get it. I don't know. I guess it's a win for Michael Jordan for sure. I really don't know how much money it is. Someone did make a joke that they said, well, now we know why he didn't pay Kemba.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny.
That's funny.
But I don't know. I think it's just kind of weird. He's going to make a shit ton of money from whatever it is. He's the face of Jordan now. 100% he's the face of Jordan.
Yeah.
He's better than any other guys that they have.
Who is the biggest Jordan athletes?
Most likely the biggest one they have is Russell Westbrook, but they have Chris Paul, Jimmy Butler, Blake Griffin, Jason Tatum. Let's see who else they had. They had a couple more. Just like some of those guys for the most part. Again, most of them don't have rings at all. So it's just like kind of a Jordan curse. I'm just going to say right now.
Jordan curse. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
All their branded players don't get rings. So I don't know. It's still like he's technically with Nike because they have a weird thing where Jordan's under Nike, but it's his own thing.
Such a weird.
Which is eventually going to happen with LeBron, where LeBron's going to be his own brand under Nike. And then maybe it'll happen with Zion, where if he's actually that good, where he's his own brand. It's weird marketing ploys, but I don't know. I don't get it. Obviously, for him, it doesn't really matter. He was going to get paid no matter where he went.
Yeah, I just think these guys are just kind of like, whatever. They don't really care about being Nike anymore, which is weird because Nike's still probably the best, but
Nike's definitely the best. And I would most likely go, like, if I was in this position, I would have done Nike or Adidas still. because I feel like those two are still the best
Yeah.
for basketball shoes. Like, obviously, Jordan is a basketball brand, but again, it's more for, I think, stylistic look than comfortability.
Maybe when he blew out of his shoe, he was like, "Nah, fuck Nike."
I mean, that's what people are thinking. That when he blew out the shoes, like, well, I'm not joining Nike, and that probably did really screw their chances.
Yeah,
like
probably scared the shit out of him.
it did probably, in part, happen to be the reason why he was like, well, I'm not signing with Nike. But still, at this point, I would have gone with Nike. I just don't get it. But yeah,
They probably would have gone up far and beyond to make sure that you had a great shoe, so you wouldn't get hurt.
and it's easy marketing. Just like a shoe so strong that Zion can handle it, like, or he can handle Zion. Like, it's so easy.
It'd be really easy.
Like, it's very easy to market
the
Zion.
big boy.
Yeah, and then he already has his slogan that he got from the Endgame thing with his friend where he said, "Let's dance." Like, again, I think it's gonna be similar to LeBron's original shoe deal, and I'm gonna check how much that was. I think it was like $90 million, which was like a lot at that time for a shoe deal. So I'm gonna check it real quick. 2003. He got LeBron had the largest shoe deal in Nike history at the time. He still has the largest shoe deal. Yeah, so LeBron signed a 7-year, $90 million contract. I feel like it's going to be somewhere around that.
Yeah.
It's got to be that length.
It's going to be a long deal.
It's got to be a lot of years. Like, you can't just have like a couple of years of Zion. So it's got to be like at least 7 to 10.
Slight pivot. Is Jokic ever going to get a shoe deal?
No, but if he did, he'd get Nike. He only wears Nikes. He only wears P sheets.
If he ever wins like a MVP or something, they should give him a deal. Like, my God.
I really think he should get a deal because
Best center in the NBA.
he's also the best international player in the NBA at this moment.
Yeah.
Luka might take over. Porzingis might take over. It's between those like three for
They're the top three.
they're top three international players. Like, I don't count Ben Simmons as international. I know he's from Australia, but like, no, like, I don't count that. So like, I would hope he gets a shoe deal soon. I don't know. I don't think I mean, Jamal has one, which is like good for Jamal. I'm happy with Adidas. How does Jokic not have one?
Yeah, like, we all know why Jokic doesn't have
It's just because you can't market Jokic.
You can't market Jokic. It's stupid.
Which is sad because you could.
You totally could.
Because now you can market to overweight kids.
Yeah.
Again, sorry, Jokic. I know you don't like getting called fat.
You could literally just make it a DC shoe. Be like, the Joker. It's so
yeah,
easy.
you got your name.
Boom, I made it for you. You're welcome.
It's easy. Get a DC sponsorship. Do something. I don't know. I think it is really weird he doesn't have a shoe deal. Maybe he just has a shitty agent. I don't fucking know. But should have a shoe deal. He doesn't. I could see it at some point. Maybe he needs one more really good playoff run.
Yeah, maybe they'll give him one soon. I guess we are still kind of in the early process
like,
of him actually popping off.
Let's be honest here. I forgot Giannis is actually the best international player. My bad.
Oh, true.
Whoops.
Sorry, Giannis.
That just made me remember. But Giannis, he had the same issue. He didn't have a shoe deal for a really long time. He just got one like a year ago. And a lot of it for him was he kept saying no to people who were offering him shoe deals because he knew eventually he'd be worth more money.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what Jokic is doing. Maybe he's like, I don't want to be better. I know I'm getting a better shoe deal. And he's just weighing it out.
That's fine with me. I mean, I don't care. I would love to buy a pair of Jokers, though.
I would totally buy a pair of Jokers. I bought a pair of Mellows, and those shits were ugly. So I'll buy a pair of fucking Jokers. I don't care. So I'm totally down for that, but it's going to be a whiles away. I think he's got to either make more all-star teams, have more playoff success, or win the MVP. It's got to be one of those. Because they don't care about all NBA first teams and things like that. And apparently no one does.
Apparently no one gives a shit about all NBA teams.
It's fucking 2K.
So stupid.
I was really pissed when you sent that they didn't give him a 91 just because he doesn't have a Twitter.
Yeah, wasn't that dumb?
It's really dumb.
For those of you who don't know, someone was complaining about Jokic's ratings to the NBA 2K Twitter account, and they retweeted it saying, if Jokic gets a Twitter account, then we'll consider it. And then the Nuggets Twitter account clapped back and said, I guess we were wrong in thinking that actual basketball talent is what determines your ratings. It was frustrating, but you know what else is new? 2K is trash.
Even if that was like a joke by their like marketing team who handles their Twitter, that's not a funny joke. That was a terrible joke if that was a joke. And if it wasn't a joke, you should feel disgraced as a basketball game. I'm still gonna buy you, but you should feel disgraced that you did that to Jokic just because he doesn't have a Twitter account. Also, fucking Kawhi has a Twitter account, but he doesn't even post on it.
Yeah, it's just
So give him a 96. Why don't you give him a 96 and give LeBron a 97? Shut up, 2K. Like, it's the same reasoning then. Kawhi's like the least talkative person. He doesn't market. He shouldn't be marketed well, but he is because he's so quiet that it's now like his thing. Like, Jokic should be marketed that he's so silly. It's now his thing because he's so silly.
He's such a silly man.
He's such a silly, silly boy, and he just looks so weird for his size to be that silly. I don't know. It's frustrating. Everything's frustrating. But let's get into the topic for this week for the Nuggies.
We've been kind of going slow. Let's go. All right.
Let's do it. You ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know who's starting at point guard. It's our boy Jamal.
Yes.
We know who's starting at shooting guard. It's my boy Gary, because we all love Gary. We know Millsap's coming back, and no one's taking Jokic's spot anytime soon. So there's only one spot available. Who's starting at 3? It's probably going to be Will.
It's going to be Will Barton. But
we're going to imagine
other
other scenarios. And we're going to say who we would want to start at 3.
Let's say Will Barton is complete garbage like he was at the end of this season / part of the playoffs.
Yeah, he was only good in Portland.
They will, at first, they'll start Torrey Craig.
I would hope. That'd be nice defensively.
Michael Malone. I'm about to say Michael Porter Jr.
Porter Jr.'s going to start himself.
Michael Malone loves his defense, and if he can't get offense, then he'll delegate back to defense, so he'll give it to Torrey Craig.
But he also loves Barton.
But he loves Will Barton. It's going to be Barton and Craig for a while until, like, maybe MPJ proves that he can start. But
what is
we're
your
not
ideal
even...
situation? Go through your situation.
Ideal situation is that Michael Porter...
from start to end of the season.
So we start the season off. I'll give my ideal but realistic scenario. We start the season off, Will Barton's going to start. And he's not amazing, but he's not ass. And then Michael Porter Jr. emerges as, like, deserving to start. I'm not going to say he emerges as amazing Rookie of the Year candidate or anything like that. But he shows his potential, and he shows that he is an NBA player and deserves more minutes. Then just start him. Just start him from there. We don't, like... You can start and stick with him for the rest of the season, for the rest of his career. Like, if he shows something, start him. It's never too early. Did it with Jamal and it worked out. And then Will Barton can become our 6th man. And then our bench looks really good. Our starting lineup looks really good and pretty young too.
Depending on how good MPJ is.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is me thinking that MPJ is like
a 15 points per game guy.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like especially like. And then off the bench, he's just really good, and then he just balloons his way. Knowing Malone, it'll be a slow burn. MPJ's gonna have to do it for like months and months and months.
Yeah. But also depending on his health.
And his health. Yeah. But that's my ideal scenario. I really want MPJ to show something right out the gate. Yeah. What about you?
You did point out something to me that I think is kind of interesting. Because it is actually very similar to Jamal's situation, and I didn't really realize this, but it's very similar to Jamal's situation because at the time, we had Jameer Nelson, who was Malone's favorite veteran at the time, who got starting minutes when he probably shouldn't have. Because, let's be honest, Jameer Nelson, very hit or miss, and mostly miss.
Yeah, I didn't like Jameer Nelson.
And then at the same time, they had another young guy who really showed more of himself on the defensive end than the offensive end in Moutier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very similar situation because you have the veteran guy who's Will Barton, and then you have the other young guy who's mainly defensive focused in Torrey Craig. So I think that was actually pretty interesting to see. Mm-hmm. And they did pull it with Jamal, but then again, he also freaking loves Jamal Murray more than any other human being I think I've ever seen in my life. Love another human being. Ideally, I would want us to first off start with Torrey Craig. I think throughout the season he proved our best starting lineup is with Torrey Craig.
That's true.
Statistically, our best starting lineup is with Torrey Craig. Defensively, our best starting lineup is with Torrey Craig. Every way you look at it, our best starting lineup is with Torrey Craig. It was proven in the playoffs. It was proven during the regular season. Like, in my opinion, when Will Barn went down, you never want a guy to go down with injuries, but it was kind of a blessing in disguise because it really showed us that lineup and showed us the improvement of Torrey Craig, who I really think is slept on in the league and just slept on by a lot of Nuggets fans still in general.
He's a fantastic defender, and he can shoot.
He can shoot threes. He has some bad games, but for the most part, like, he really improved his shot, like, in an insane amount. Because his first year, God, he couldn't hit it at all. Like, he could be wide open in an empty gym. He probably wouldn't have hit it. So he really worked hard at it. So I would like him to start. I would like Will Barn to be the sixth man and just accept the sixth-man role. I don't get why he doesn't want – I get he's getting paid a lot of money even for that. Like, I don't want him for that much money to be a sixth man. That's why I would like to trade him.
But that's who he is.
But he should be a sixth man on our team. On our team, you are a sixth man. You should be a sixth man. I think on other teams he can definitely start. He has value.
Yeah, it's fair.
But, like, I want him to just accept that role no matter what happens. If Malik shows any signs of real super-duper-duper improvement, I'm 100% with starting Malik as well. And I know that would make us kind of small, but Malik had a really good run for the later half of the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
The main issue with Malik, and I very much harped on you on this, is his lack of defensive ability. It's more IQ stuff. Like, he can't read screens well. He can't really do that type of stuff well. But he showed a lot of improvement throughout the playoffs. Like, he was getting better defensively as it went on.
For sure.
So I think he's getting it a little bit better because he did so much film and probably tape for the playoffs where he's just like, I understand defensive rotations now. So, like, if he does it, I would like Malik to, if he shows that improvement defensively, I would like him to do it because I do think he's better offensively than Torrey Craig because he can dunk, things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
If he doesn't, again, stick with Torrey Craig. And then MPJ, wild card, dream situation. He's really good. He deserves to start. Things like that. I really don't think he will.
At all this season?
I don't think he's going to start. I think he's just going to come off the bench.
Yeah, probably.
And then possibly in the playoffs, if matchups need him to start. Because in playoffs, you change your starting lineup. It doesn't matter what you do. Like, you change it. You base it off matchups.
He's such an unknown. That's kind of hard to predict because we don't even know what we're going to be looking at yet. We still haven't seen him play, so
it's true. Like, we still haven't seen him play, but I would like the reason I like Torrey and Malik to start just because they're really good guys. But when you start them, it doesn't really take away from the value we have on our bench. Because then on the bench you have Will Barn, you have Monte Morris, you have Plumlee, and you have Jeremy Grant, and you have MPJ. Like, that's 10 guys. We're gonna eventually have to take one of those guys out of that. Like, to be honest, our rotation is built to trade Will Barn. We have too many people.
Too many players, yeah.
So hopefully
we have to make a trade.
Ideally, we would have to trade him at some point, but just because he's obviously the odd man out. But that makes our bench really good, and I think you add to the starting lineup, but you don't take away from the bench, and I think that's the best way to do a kind of like balancing act, because I don't want us to be really top heavy. So when we go to our bench rotations, I'm like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because there were certain times in the playoffs we go to our bench, and I'm like, I'm not happy about this.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like the times when we go to like a weird, or even the regular season, we go to like a weird Plumlee, Trey, Torrey Craig, like Monte Morris, someone else, anyone you can plug in the other guy. Like, some rotations just didn't make sense, and I feel like it's just because we were too top heavy for some parts of last season, and it kind of showed in the Portland series because you saw Rodney Hood, like, they believe more in their bench. Rodney Hood lit us up.
And I think our bench also is going to benefit from playoff experience too. Our bench is super young as well, so
yeah. And then there's some Nuggets fans, and even people just in the NBA in general, who think Jeremy Grant should start. I personally don't.
At small forward, yes. I never think of him as a small forward. I'm sure he can play small forward, but I think he's better suited as a power forward. Come off our bench. That would make our bench so good.
I just think it makes sense to come off the bench because if we do start Torrey in my situation, Then we have 2 defensive guys in the starting lineup, and then you can make it so you have 2 defensive guys when we go to like bench rotations by either keeping in Gary or keeping in Torrey and fluctuating just the minutes around those 3 for a defensive lineup. And then obviously figuring out what you do with Paul. I mean, Paul's very good defensively, but he's older. He needs more time off, especially during the regular season. He doesn't need to be playing as many minutes as he has. And with Jeremy, we now have the flexibility to bench Paul more and not be like, oh shit, we're fucked on defense.
Yeah, like Jeremy provides a lot of flexibility. That's going to be a really, really good thing for our team.
And I think that's why it's important to keep him on the bench, because I'd rather he be Millsap's backup than starting. And then when Millsap goes to the bench, we lose defensive ability at the center and power forward position. Because no offense to Jokic, you're still not great, buddy. You're figuring it out.
You're getting there, kind of.
Slowly. You're really good at steals. Amazing at steals.
Yeah, you are pretty good at that.
You're like a big Steph Curry. Not good defense, but boy, can you get steals. But like, I just think I get the appeal for Jeremy because he did start in OKC, but I really do think a lot of his stats in OKC was kind of inflated because Russ wanted to pass stats.
Yeah.
At least like personally, I think that's just how it is. But I don't know. Who knows how MPJ goes? Malone did report that MPJ is in the rotation for sure, like to start the season. He's gonna get minutes to start the season, which is good. But he did say he's coming off the bench.
Yeah. Yeah, and he should. I mean, I when we acquired him, I didn't even really think about the fact that he might start. Doesn't make sense. Maybe if he really balls out, then sure. But
I mean, everyone says very good things about him, but the injuries are an issue. Maybe even that, just to test him out for the first season, just so you don't put a lot of strain on his body. You just make him off the bench just to see how his body reacts to it.
Yeah.
I think maybe that'd just be a smart idea to do. But again, I think ideally, if I picked one guy to start the whole season and finish the season for us, I'm picking Torrey Craig, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think he just provides more defensive ability, provides enough on the offensive end where we're not getting screwed over by lack of spacing because he can't shoot the 3. He tries like pretty well. And he understands the offense because he's been in it for so long now. Like, he knows when to pass. He knows who to pass to. He knows everything. And I think him and Gary are very good compliments to support the lack of Jamal's defensive ability.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, Torrey Craig, I think, would be best for the team. I think it's best for the team if Will Barton comes off the bench, too. I think that would help a lot. It's going to be Will Barton for probably 90% of the season, if not more, if he stays healthy. So
it's just because of the contract.
Pretty much. But hopefully someone on this team, wink, wink, forces Mike Malone's hand and starts at small forward. So,
I mean, it'd be great to see, but I think also, like, with the amount of flexibility we have, even in the regular season, you could change the starting lineups if the guys aren't mad about it. But a lot of people have a lot of pride in starting.
Yeah.
It's like a very prideful thing in the NBA to be a starter. Even, like, there's guys who don't. There's certain guys who are like, I'd rather finish games. And then there's guys who are like, well, I want to start. And I like the guys who are like, I'm okay with finishing the game. Because I like those guys. And I think Torrey is that type of guy, but I also want him to start.
Yeah.
I think Will Barton's definitely like, I want to start type of guy.
Oh, yeah. I think the only reason why we were able to re-sign him was because we said he could start, so.
Which at the time, like, it made sense because, like, literally anything was better than Wilson Chandler.
It's true, yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, he was still better than Wilson Chandler. He at least did stuff, like, but I just think, except the bench role, like, you were really good in it. You have a lot of experience in it. You can lead the bench group. I think a bench lineup of him, Monte, Jeremy, Plumlee, and Malik would be. I mean, that's not the starting team.
That could be a starting lineup.
Like, that could be a starting lineup on, like, a really bad, not a really bad NBA team, a bad NBA team.
Yeah.
Like a non-playoff NBA team. Like, that
agree.
could be a starting lineup. So, like, I think that gives us the best of both worlds. But I know you would wish that it's just MPJ.
I mean, if it's MPJ, then that's really good for this season and for the future. But I'm not going to get my hopes up.
I wouldn't either. but maybe you could take a shot on it, Phil. You want to take a shot on
No, I
FPJ
don't.
starting?
I haven't even seen this man play yet. I'm not doing that
Take
yet.
a shot, Phil, on FPJ starting.
I'm not doing that.
Join in on the segment. Do it.
This is no.
Do it, Phil.
My shot is so much more unrealistic than yours.
I'll just make you take a shot of Hennessy. It's not even that bad. You fucking pussy.
Maybe I'll put my shot in after the preseason.
Yeah, we gotta see the preseason. Oh yeah, they announced their preseason schedule. We don't play the Lakers for once in like 8 years.
That's
in the
crazy.
preseason.
I think we played Portland twice.
We played Portland twice. We don't even go to California, I don't think, which is amazing.
Yeah,
because we always go to California.
No, we do. We play the Clippers.
Shit, we play Kawhi.
Yeah,
he's not gonna play.
No, he's not playing. Are you kidding?
He's like load management all day, baby. What it do?
I'm managing my load the whole preseason.
He always manages his load. What a weirdo. But yeah, I know this is gonna be barn, and I'm gonna be frustrated, and I think most Nuggets fans will be frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, if we win, then cool. But it would be cool if we.
I think it really depends on the first 20 games of the season.
Yeah.
I think those games is where you really do a lot of your experimenting, because we really don't have a lot of time to do experimenting. The West is too good. I don't want to.
We can't
fuck around with the starting lineup so much that we lose valuable playoff seeding, because we need to be in Denver as much as possible for this.
We really do.
Like, we need at least to be a 1 or 2 seed to go really far. Like, I really genuinely believe that. If we are a 3 or 4 seed, I don't think we get past the second round, as of right now at least.
Yeah.
Obviously,
You never know.
get better,
but
I really want a 1 or 2 seed. I think it's between us and Houston for 1 and 2 seed.
Yeah.
But like, don't spend so much time fucking around with the lineups.
Just focus on getting wins. You don't need to experiment. You have basically the same team you did last year. So.
And like, you can find a trade for Will Barton. I really don't think it should be that hard to find it. I know he had a bad season,
But he's still pretty valuable.
he's like still a valuable guy, and you can put Wancho with him.
Yeah.
Put Wancho with him. Put Vanderbilt. I don't give a fuck. Put Thomas Welsh. I don't care.
Yeah, put someone.
Give a pick. Our picks are going to be shit now. I would at least hope that our picks are going to be shit now. Like, I don't care if you give away picks.
Yeah.
Like, just give away picks. Keep your second round picks. You'll probably still find steals.
Yeah, you keep seem like you might be finding steals with
You're Timmy C. You're just gonna find some guy who got injured, and you're gonna be like,
shit. Like,
that's my boy. He got injured and he fell. Like, that's just our game plan. Let's stick with it. I'm fine with that. Get rid of our first round picks. I don't care for them.
That's fine.
They're gonna be in like the 20s anyways.
Exactly.
Just get rid of Will Barton. Send him to the Thunder so they rebuild or some shit. I don't care. But yeah, I think we both accept it's gonna be Will.
It's gonna be Will. Hopefully that changes. We'll see what happens.
And I want, like, realistic option. I want Torrey Craig. Who is your realistic option?
Torrey Craig.
Torrey Craig.
Realistically, it's not gonna be MPJ.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Dreamville, we would hope for.
I want it to be MPJ, but that means he earned it, and that's really good. But I want it to be Torrey.
Yeah, I think it just got to be Torrey. I don't get the whole Jeremy starting at 3
I
thing.
don't either.
It would make us really good for like switching, but the only team I would see that really being super beneficial for, and it's not even like a huge threat anymore, is the Warriors.
I mean, it would. I feel like that would be a good lineup against maybe like the Clippers.
It's mainly people who can shoot. Like, you want a good, because the whole point of Jeremy is you can switch off screens, but there's no team where I'm like definitely terrified of how they shoot threes, other than maybe like the Rockets in the West.
Yeah,
because they're gonna shoot a shit ton of threes. But then
As
again, they have
always.
Westbrook, so I'm not scared of Westbrook's threes.
yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Like,
to start
Jamal
Jeremy
can guard Westbrook because he's not that good at 3.
Yeah,
Like, he still gets like torched. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Westbrook gets his stats on Jamal, but like, I'm okay with that matchup over, let's say, like Chris Paul and Jamal, other point guards, and that Jamal would have to guard Steph Curry and Jamal. I don't know who are the other top point guards in the West. I'm really spacing right now.
Westbrook, Jamal, Steph.
Mike Conley. Like, I'd rather have Jamal and Westbrook than Mike Conley. Like, that's how much of the lack of 3-point shot, I think, really affects the NBA now. So
Yeah,
I just think, like, if the Warriors were still a thing, yeah, you start Jeremy, but they're not. Like, they're just not.
they're
So
not. Yeah, that's true.
I just say go with Torrey Craig. He's shown he can guard LeBron, kind of. He's shown. Actually, I didn't. We beat the Raptors, so he could probably guard Kawhi.
I don't know.
Who guarded Kawhi when we played the Raptors?
I want to say it was Gary.
Good job, Gary. Good for you. I think Kawhi still torched us.
I mean, I think he still scored like 30.
He had like 38, I think, if I remember correctly. But
you
good for you.
Get the
Gary.
dub, and you can live with that.
But yeah, I think all Nuggets fans, let's just hope for MPJ. We can pray every day. I do still every day religiously. But I think if you're a real Nuggets fan, if you're a real one, you want Torrey Craig, even though he was in the G League and no one respects him, which is really sad to me. I'm sad about it. But yeah, that's it for what we would think, unless you have anything to add on that, Phil.
Nope, I don't think so.
And then I just remembered 2 last bits of news, kind of small news. Monte Morris, 77, 2K.
Yes.
Jamal Murray, 84. Really good for Jamal.
That is really good for
Happy
Jamal.
for Jamal. Still makes me think that Jokic should be a 91, but at least Jamal's an 84. That's fucking great.
That's cool.
Which means if you average it, I think we're like 87 duo.
It's pretty good.
So like not bad. Like it's a pretty good duo. And I'm interested to see what Gary is, because I feel like they're going to put him at like a 79.
He's going to be a 79. 100%.
Which is going to suck. And then Millsap's probably going to be like an 81.
Yeah, something like that. Which is, I guess it's fine. Just boost those ratings, ball out, and you will.
They're gonna ball out, boy. I promise you that. But that's all it for this week's podcast. We'll get back to you guys next week. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, tell a friend, leave a like, comment. Let us know if there's any topics you want us to talk about. And as always, we'll get back to you guys next week. See you later.
Go Nuggets.